This is Erin Cosgrove, guys, and you are listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot, could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
Double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Standing at the bar all alone, you made me curious. I laughed when you said hello. Had no idea where this country boy was from, but I knew then you seemed like some kind of time and making plans. You held me close and looked at me like you were my man. And then one day you found out she was still around. Why can't you be free? This feeling is bringing me down.
Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. hanging out on Zoom with Erin Cosgrove. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is very cool. This is what's fun about this Zoom option now. I held off a long time. Like I'd kind of heard people doing some things like this, like whether it be Zoom or Skype or whatever for doing podcasting. And I know I just never really was too into it because I didn't know if I could do it, record it properly and have good quality. But I've done a couple of these now, obviously, as we're forced to during quarantine and everything this year.
Yeah.
And I've been able to, but what's really great about it is I've been able to link up with people all around the country. And so it makes it a lot easier instead of trying to figure out a location in St. Louis or vice versa, whatever it is, traveling around. So, so we just met here. You were in St. Louis, 2 weeks ago now or something like that.
Yeah, a little bit more. Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
For Freedom Jam. You came into town and played that show, which unfortunately I'll have to admit I missed your set. I locked my keys in my car that day, or in the house, and locked my keys in the house that day. And so I was I was all, set and ready to go and leave the house. And as soon as I walk out the door, I realized I didn't have my keys. And luckily I had my phone. I called my wife and I was like, you gonna be home soon? And she's like, yeah, in like an hour or something. And I was like, oh geez. I'm like, all right, well, guess I'll hang out for a while. So, so I missed a couple of sets that I wanted to see, but I made it there and still plenty of time to party and have a good time. But we met there and Brian, Judy introduced us and here we are. So I guess, so that's
here we are.
Yeah. So that's what's fun about, again, with podcasting is it allows me to kind of like get to know you and what you do and stuff. So since really we didn't get a chance to talk that night, but I guess let's start with how you got involved with Freedom Jam. Do you old friend of Brian's or what's the how did you get the call to show up there?
So I do a lot of marketing myself along with my team because I just feel like it's group effort. So I was scrolling through Instagram, literally just like page after page through a couple of my friends' pages, and I came across Freedom Jam and I was like, what's this? And then I saw one of my friends was actually playing in it and I was like, oh, what is this? So I was looking through the page and just kind of seeing what they were about, and I noticed it was pretty far out, so I was like, hey, I wonder if they still need artists. So I reached out to Brian. I didn't know it was Brian at the time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, like, do you guys still need artists? I'd love to perform. I'm based out of LA. I do country music and I'd love to come out. He's like, well, we're full this year. But I just listened to your stuff. I'd love to get you involved with some of our like podcasts and some of our, just people in general and meet everybody. And then I'd love to have you come for 2021. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, what exactly is your cause about? And he was telling me all about it and all the charity, everything that goes into it. And I was like, that's awesome. I'm like, is there anything I can do? He's like, well, just share it. I was like, well, like, how far along are you? Like, do you have sponsors? And he's like, yeah, we have a lot of sponsors. And I was like, well, do you have alcohol sponsors? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay. So I do a lot of like marketing and promotions for like alcohol brands. And I've been doing it for a long time. It's just like extra money. So I knew one of like the head reps for Tito's Vodka. And I was like, I know they sponsor events. Let's reach out. So we reached out. I think they gave them like $1,000 just to kind of do like a trial run because Tito's wasn't super like events happening. So they just wanted to kind of see how it went. And I'm pretty sure they were happy about it. So they mentioned maybe doing something with them again for 2021. So that's kind of how that came about. They ended up getting the sponsorship, which was awesome. And then lo and behold, about 2 weeks before the show, Brian sends me a message and he's like, hey, someone just dropped out do you want to play? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to play. I want to get the heck out of California. I haven't played a live show since December.
Right.
So
yeah,
checked flights. Flights were super cheap. He's like, I have a room for you. Come on out, play the show. I was like, well, to be honest, I don't really have a guitarist, and I haven't played the guitar in like 5 years. So I practiced my skills. And one of the guys that was playing with another band, I teamed up with him, and I did a couple songs with him. So it was really cool and totally spurred the moment. Next year will be so much better, and we'll have a full band. But
right.
yeah, that's kind of how I got involved. It was a really weird, it was the right place at the right time, I guess. It just
there you go.
fit. It was supposed to happen. So
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that was such a fun day. It was, and all for a good cause. Obviously,
Yeah.
raising funds for our veterans and active duty servicemen and women, and
Yep.
first responders, and so it was really cool to be involved in that. I just through a mutual friend got connected with them and had the opportunity to interview several of the artists that were coming to town on the show. So for me, it was really fun to be there to meet a lot of them for the first time, so
Nice.
Carly Rogers and Peyton Howie and Walker County, and like a lot of it just, so it was fun to finally put like a
face.
proper
Yeah.
meeting and stuff out there and stuff. So instead of just linking up over Zoom and stuff. So,
Right.
but it was a great day. It was a lot of fun. Good country music all
so
day
awesome.
long. So I can't wait to see what they got in store for next year and things too. So as it continues to grow, but I know how that
It's gonna
feeling.
be crazy.
I know that feeling though. I did a benefit for my mother last year, and I had several people reach out like that, like yourself, like they were like, hey, I want, I'd like to be involved in this if you have availability. And it's really hard to say no to people. It's like, it's really just, it's difficult when you have a full lineup already, and then you're like, well, maybe next time or whatever it is. It's really stinks. It's the hard part of being an event organizer like that and stuff. So, but luckily it worked out for you this year, and then like I said, hopefully be back there in 21.
Yeah.
So you saying you play country music? Obviously, it's what that was the kind of the theme of Freedom Jam there, and so I guess take me back a little bit. I think I read you grew up in Florida area. Is that right?
Yep.
And was it country music a big part of growing up, or how did you end up getting into music and stuff?
So apparently my mom tells me I was writing music and walking around the house at like age 5, just singing and making up songs. So that's kind of where it started.
All right.
And then as I got older, I was in a lot of school plays and musicals and stuff like that. And then I went to a high school that had a national show choir. So I was really lucky. I got in like my sophomore year. We traveled all over the country. And then I got into a national show choir that was just for the entire country, not just my school, which was like a summer tour. So after that, I was kind of set on, okay, I think I should do music. Just kind of seems like built into me. Like I just don't see myself doing anything else. And then my there's a lot of doctors in my family, so very analytical, and I'm just like not at all. I'm very creative, but I also have like a very good like business sense. I guess I do have a little bit of the analytical, so a lot of creative. Can't do blood. So my dad's like, well, why don't you study like physical therapy in college? And I was like, no, that doesn't sound like fun. And right before my freshman year of college, I decided that I wanted to major in music. Mind you, all the auditions for the music schools had already happened in like February, March. So I was kind of shit out of luck. I was like, well, like, I want to study music, guys.
Right.
They're like, well, you can audition next year. I was like, so I'd be set back a year. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I found a school that I kind of sent in like a, what do you call it? Like a taped audition. And I didn't think anything of it. I started taking summer classes at the school, and I met with them, and they're like, all right, we'll give you an audition. I was like, what? So they gave me an audition like 3 days before fall semester started, and then they accepted me. So I was like, I guess I'm studying opera. So I studied 4 years of classical voice and music and music theory, and learned to play the piano and all that good jazz. And I was like, this sucks. I hate this. Thankfully, I did learn a lot, but it actually made me not want to do music. When I graduated, actually, I transferred schools to a school with a football team. And I had some really terrible professors that really turned me off to singing or any kind of music in general. And I was actually working at the theme park across the street from our university professionally as a professional singer in college.
All right.
And I had my professor my senior year fail me because I didn't do exactly what he said in his class, even though the syllabus didn't say that. So a real turn off to music. I wanted nothing to do with it. And I had a bunch of friends from my hometown in Florida that were doing like directing and producing. And they're like, hey, we just moved out to LA. You should move out to LA. I was like, okay. Because I had found, I had tried to do the whole modeling thing and acting thing in Florida, and it was just a joke. It was literally like the biggest joke. It was so just conniving and like a small knit group, and everyone was just drama. There was no talent. It was all about who you knew, and it was just a joke. And so I moved right after college to LA and started doing acting. So then I kind of fell into that little groove, got an agent, had a couple co-star roles. And then I was like, well, oh yeah, music. Maybe I should do that again. Because I was also getting to the point where I was like, okay, this acting thing is interesting, but what is my true passion?
Right.
Music. And now I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted with it and didn't have to listen to someone tell me how to sing or tell me that note wasn't perfect or you didn't do that right. It was, no, I get to create whatever I want. So I started writing. Then my agent got me a job where I actually wrote a song, a little jingle for NBC Universal, and got to co-star on the TV show and sing the song. And I was like, okay, I got this. Now I can act and I can sing at the same time. Okay, this is good. So that's kind of where it left off. And I've been pushing music pretty much ever since then. I still do auditions. I still go out for jobs here and there, not as often as I used to. But I've put out 3 singles now. We've shot 2 music videos. Actually, we have 3, but that one's old. 3 music videos. 2 music videos were produced by an Emmy Award-winning producer and director. And then my music, the 2 songs that you have, Tennessee Lie and The Perfect Place to Start, were produced by a Grammy Award-winning producer. So we're moving up the totem pole.
Yeah, for sure.
We're getting there. And that's kind of where I'm at now. You know, this whole coronavirus thing really screwed up everything.
Oh, yeah.
So at this point, we're kind of rolling with the punches. Had some plans to do some stuff in October. It might happen, might not. If not, we do have some stuff planned for December. And then also a big release for a music video I just shot in April. So it sounds far away, but it's really not.
Right. Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. Well,
hopefully concerts will be too.
Yeah, I'm really hurting, missing all my shows. It's a big part of my life, live music and stuff. So, I work in the industry, and then I also go to shows like, a couple times a week. So whenever, and then do the podcast and work a day job. So I'm always on the move, but
Yeah.
You mentioned A Perfect Place to Start, and I would like to play that song for everybody. This is your current single out there. You can find it wherever you get your digital music at, and be sure to check out the music video.
You were standing there with that silly hair. I caught your eye. Then we sat and talked for a while. Then 6 months later, we were floating down the river, drinking beer in a pink flamingo. Who would have thought that we'd make it? Baby, how did you steal my heart? Crazy, we were shot in the dark. And out of the blue, I fell for you, and here we are. And this is where it starts. It's been 5 years now, and that hair's grown out. We've been traveling around, not giving a care what this life we found. Then you leaned over, tapped me on the shoulder, on top of the world, in a dream that I still remember. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, baby, how did you steal my heart? Crazy, we were shot in the dark. And out of the blue, I fell for you, and here we are. The perfect place to start. You showed me love. You showed me love. Baby, how did you steal my heart? Crazy, we were shot in the dark. Baby, this is the best part. Crazy, you were the one from the start. And out of the blue, I fell for you, and here we are. It all just feels so right. And this song's for you tonight.
But yeah, I like this a lot. It was fun, and I'm a big fan of songwriting and lyrics. I actually do locally here in St. Louis. I have a showcase that I started 2 years ago, and up until March we were doing a monthly show, and 3 different writers on stools playing
That's cool.
acoustically and sharing their stories, and it was a lot of fun. I get over 100 different artists across the stage already, and so
That's
it's
great.
so anyway, songwriting is a big part of my love of music and the lyrics and stuff. But there was a lyric in there that caught my attention, and you said something about drinking beer out of a pink flamingo, and that took me right back, because that's us. That's Missouri. We do that too. My bachelor party, we went out on a float with a bunch of my buddies, and like before we even got on the bus to go on the float, we were doing flabongos or whatever, and they were filling up pink flamingos with beer, and so it was like 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and getting the party started.
That's awesome.
So
that is so awesome.
So
See, I actually have a confession about that. Actually, it wasn't a flamingo. It was just a regular float, but it sounded better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have a pink flamingo that's floating in my parents' pool.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Well, yeah, they get those like like lawn, whatever they are. I don't know what but yeah, they cut the tail off or whatever, and it makes like a funnel.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's what they call them, flamingos. It's like a beer bong, but
because it's
Like
hollow.
yeah, right.
Oh my God, I have to try that now.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. But anyway, just like it made me laugh, like because I just thought that was some kind of Hoosier thing my friends did, and then like hearing it in your lyrics made me smile. Though it was funny to bring back that memory and stuff. But
that's the point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I love about music and songwriting, and it's just kind of like the way it can take you right back.
Yeah.
Just like certain songs trigger memories or whatever it is, and so it's fun.
Certain melodies, certain like it's weird.
Yep. You have any stories you want to add around that song? Is there as far as lyrics wise or recording it or anything come to mind?
That song has a huge story. I don't share it too often, but I think at this point, it's pretty obvious what it's about.
Yeah.
That song was written for my wedding. And it's funny because everyone's like, oh, that was your wedding? Like, I thought it was just a music video. I'm like, no, that was actually my wedding.
Right.
So that's kind of fun to see like people's reaction to that. I could just play off like, yeah, it's just a video.
Yeah.
$30,000 later. No big deal.
Yeah.
Hey, they're expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I had always wanted to do something like just weird, crazy song music wise for my wedding, whenever that was going to be. And I didn't know what, I didn't know how it was going to be. I didn't know if I was going to be like famous. I didn't know if it was going to be like one of those weird, I don't know. I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, I know you're supposed to get like your groom a gift, and like vice versa. You're supposed to like give each other a gift. I'm like, I don't know. What am I going to give him? I ended up giving him boots, but and the song. But I didn't tell him. I actually didn't tell anybody that I had written it. I just was like, I'm going to studio. See you later. And I had the song for about a month and a half. And I only let a few people hear it. I let my bridesmaids hear it. And I let, I think I let his mom hear it, and then my mom. That was it. So he had no idea. The whole wedding had no idea. And we did our first dance because I was like, I want a different song to be our first dance, because we had like picked it out a long time ago, and I was like, all right. But then
which one was
I had
that?
the DJ play our song, and he's like, and the bride has a surprise for the groom. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
By funny, everyone was crying. Except for me. I didn't cry at all at my wedding. It was great.
Yeah.
I was like, good, I don't have to worry about my mascara. My husband was crying. He's like, I'm going to bury my head in your shoulder right now, and I'm not going to pick it up until the song's over. Okay. Literally when the song ended, it was weird because people watch like your dance. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back to my drink. I'm going to go back to my dinner, whatever. You're dancing. It takes forever. Song is like 3 minutes and I almost said like 15 seconds. Dude, there was not a dry eye in that venue. And I was like, I guess people liked it. So it was cool. It was really cool. Like, it was a shock. I wasn't expecting the reaction it got. And everyone really loved it. They thought it was awesome. And I actually waited a year to release it. I hadn't planned on releasing it. And then from the reaction I got from the wedding, I was like, okay, let's do this. But then by the time that all kind of set in, I had gotten a publicist and all this stuff. I was like, okay, it's a little bit late. So we waited until 2020. Should have just released it last year, but
Right.
Literally released it March 15th. The world shut down March 17th, and
Yeah.
here we are.
Right.
So yeah, the
Yeah.
song was actually written for my wedding.
Very cool. I wish I could do something like that. Like I I have ideas like something like that, but it's like just never been able to, for whatever reason, it's not, it's not in me to, maybe if I really applied myself, but like I just, every time I go sit down and write pen to paper, it's just like everybody else's lyrics that are stuck in my head. And so it's hard for me to.
It definitely helps to write and like bounce ideas off of people that are really experienced. When I came into studio with this, I had almost had it done. I still had a few more lyrics. So they helped me up with a few more lyrics and just bouncing some ideas. That just kind of solidified everything. So I had it mostly finished when I went into studio. And then I was like, don't know what to put for this line. And they would help me out with some like, little tags here and there, which just kind of helped the flow, which was nice.
Yeah. I've got a lot of friends that are, obviously into, songwriting and stuff like I mentioned. So I think when the time comes, I'll have a lot of people to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah.
I just haven't got it all to work out yet, but it's sort of a bucket list thing. I talk about it quite a bit. Like, it's just like, I'd love to write a song and have somebody record it and stuff. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm down to record it for you, Shane.
All right. Yeah. I just think it'd be fun, like, just to say I did it. So there's a couple of things like that I still want to do.
Right.
Acting, not that I don't have any real desire to be an actor, but I do think it'd be fun to have like just like a cameo, one line in some movie or TV show or something like that, just to like, have my one moment. Like, so
yeah,
I think that would be cool. Just like,
that would be cool.
If I'm like a waiter in a restaurant or whatever, or something, whatever it is, just some kind of brief moment where I walk in and hand somebody a drink or something, whatever,
People kill for those roles,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
They'll knife you for those.
Yeah. So, I just think that would be, a lot of fun too. So
it is.
So you kind of get to do this, a little balancing. Well, I guess you said mostly music now though, right? You said you kind of shifting gears out of the acting.
Yeah, the acting thing, especially with the current state that we're in. And to be honest, you just get so burnt out. I mean, there's only so much you can take of shitty people in audition rooms. Before you're like, wow, you're an asshole. I don't want to come back to this studio again.
Right.
They just treat you like crap. I mean, it's just until you get to, like you said, the co-star level where you're going into, NBC Universal, you're going into Fox Studios for callbacks, and you're working directly with the TV show directors and producers. It's just a crapshoot. I mean, it's literally just, it really wears on you. And I think that's why I like music so much, is because I can escape. I can sit down in my room, write a song, go put it in studio, produce it, and then do all the behind the scenes stuff, work with my team and get it to where it needs to be, and then go do all the performances. I mean, and I get to do what I want to do, opposed to someone being like, well, you have to do it this way, or, well, that line wasn't right, or you suck, or there's like 50 million of you that have submitted for that role. Yeah. So, I mean, just even when we cast my music video, I mean, granted, the times are a bit different right now because everyone's looking for work, but I want to say my team said we had over 800 submissions for the lead role in my music video. And like, I'm not even, I'm nobody. And we had that many people submit to it.
That's pretty cool, though.
You can only imagine how many people submit to stuff like that, or even get the opportunity for their agents to submit them. So
yeah,
it's an interesting industry. I don't mind dabbling in it, but I'm not going to seek out and just do the whole actor thing. Like, I can't take an acting class to save my life because I literally want to kill everyone in the room. I'm like,
apparently that's frowned upon. So
yeah, it is, and they're just a special breed.
Right.
A special breed the country doesn't really agree with.
Yeah. Well, you so you're kind of what you said. You had a lot of things for this year, and as far as music, and then hopefully we'll get all of that back on track and stuff, and get that way you can stay focused on music and make that more your full-time career now, and we can not have to worry about going back to any more auditions or anything until you.
Hey, I like taped auditions. Those are great. You can sit in your house and do them, and then you can go on to set and do the job and you leave.
Yeah. I was reading a little bit of your bio, though. You got to do a lot of really cool things through music already. Like I was reading, you were performing a lot of festivals and a lot of getting to share the stage with a lot of greats in country music and stuff. So
yeah, last year was awesome. We had plans this year to go to Stampede, and unfortunately that didn't work out. But we're hoping to go next year, so we'll see. Knock on wood, the contacts I had still want me to come up.
Yeah. Is LA like, is that, I mean, I don't know much about LA obviously, but as far as like country music wise, is there a pretty good community for country music there, or? There
is a small knit group. There's a lot more down south in Orange County and like San Diego, a little different mindset as well. So that's why they like country music versus some of the other stuff. But I would say in total, within like a 4-hour driving distance, if you don't include Vegas, I would say there's probably a good 15 like decent venues within like a 200-mile radius here, which is not a lot, but yeah, it has its place. Sure. I've played a lot of them. There's still a few I haven't played. So I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like it's more geared toward the larger established acts, because there are a lot of festivals that come in, and they have like the big acts. Like I'm sure you've heard of Stagecoach.
Sure.
And that one, there's a lot of locals that come in for the openings and stuff like that. But it's weird because even the no names, they're coming in from other places. So I don't know if it's just like they don't want to hire their local talent here in California, or I don't know. It's really weird. But yeah, it's an interesting market. It's not terrible.
Right. Would you ever consider moving to Nashville to be plugged in there in country music?
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
We're ready to get out of LA.
Yeah.
We've had enough.
All right.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I think I've never actually got to do the whole proper Nashville thing. I've been through a couple different times, and I've gone to mostly I drive in for the night and go to a show, but I've gone by the morning, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, so I've never got to actually do the whole songwriter rounds and all the other fun stuff that I really would love to do down there. So I'm gonna have to make a week of it one of these times and crash on a buddy's couch and take it all in. And but I think that'd be exciting. It's a crazy town that, like Jason Aldean said, but
full of neon dreams. Everybody plays, everybody sings.
Yeah. But that's like, they say like something like I don't know what the number was, like 100 people or something like that move there every day. Like to.
It's same here.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the stats here. I don't know if it's still the case. I don't know. I think it's the same as LA. Everyone's there to make it, but if you know what you're doing and you get your foot in the door and you grind it out and you're a good person, I think there's a shot.
I agree with that. I think there's a lot to just being nice to people, being on time, being prepared.
Well, the on-time part I struggle with, but
right. Yeah, me too.
Creativity is always late.
Right. But a lot of those things are free, and they go a long way. So
yeah.
True. But yeah, do you have any advice for anybody listening, any young girls maybe they were looking to get into songwriting or anything else? Does anything come to mind for you that maybe a tip you learned along the way?
Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. And I was 17, I was like, I'm talented. I can sing. That was cute. I've never had to work harder in my life. And it's a weird up and down. I mean, there's a lot of highs, but there are a lot of lows.
Mhm.
So it's not for everyone.
Right.
Mm-mm. It's something I say tread lightly
Sure.
and wisely, because it will eat you up and spit you out.
Mhm.
But you do make that one hit song or that one connection, and you are making millions of dollars
Right.
doing what you love. At the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
all worth it.
Right. Yeah. Everybody acts like it happens overnight sometimes for those people, but in order for them to get to that one hit song, there was 10, 15, 20 years or whatever worth of hard work, to become an overnight success, so it's
I mean,
like,
some people definitely get lucky and
right.
sometimes their cards are right, like Carrie Underwood.
Sure.
But again, those chances, I mean, I think they said the odds of even getting on American Idol were you had like a better chance of winning the lottery or something. It was something ridiculous when it was big.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that, because it's all cast, it's all about the story, it's all about what you bring to the table. It has very little to do with your talent.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
talent, I feel like, is second. I think that's one thing I would definitely say for advice, that you think you're talented, that's cute. Now bust your ass.
Yeah. Right.
Talent's gonna get you so far, and then people are gonna get annoyed with you that, okay, well, where's your marketing? Where's your professionalism? Like, where's your website? Where's this? Where's that? Who's your representation? Like, what are you doing to move? Like, where's your songwriting skills? Can you play an instrument? Oh, you're a musician. What do you play?
Mhm.
Like, it's so much more than just singing and
Yeah.
a pretty face.
Yeah. You, let's talk
Be
about
ready
it.
to work.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like that same, I mean, I don't, again, it's completely different, but for me, as far as the podcast, even like that, I'm not really chasing to become like, whatever, have a hit thing or whatever it is, like a songwriting and stuff. But at the same time, I want to, present myself in a certain way, and I want to work hard and get better at this. But you do get those little milestones along the way, and you get these little things of reassurance that you are on the right path.
Makes it all worth it.
And then you keep chasing that high, like, oh man, that felt good, I want to do that again. But then there are times where there's, several days or whatever where you're just like, why am I doing this? Why, it's like,
or several months, like this year.
Sure. Yeah. So it's definitely ebb and flow. That's for sure. So, but yeah,
it's a weird market, especially right now. And funny story, I actually had someone scold me in LA. This is another reason I want to get the hell out of here, for playing a live show, because all the musicians in LA and Nashville are taking this very seriously, and they're not playing live music. I'm like, he's like, I'm not going to work with someone who plays a live show right now.
Right.
I was like, I'm sorry, what? Why? He's like, because it's wrong. And I'm just like, dude, just because I got ahead and played a live show and you didn't get to, like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It was so weird. I'm just like so done with people being nasty.
I saw a friend of mine, I'm friends with a lot of comedians in town, and I think there was some of that going on.
A lot of that's going on. I didn't realize how bad it is until this guy was like scolding me and like looking down and like looking down on me, and he was like a tour manager, and he's like, how dare you? And I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
I remember,
so weird.
I remember he said something though. He's like, yeah, what's up with all these people playing shows right now until I get to play shows, and then it'll be okay. It's like, it's that kind of attitude of like, everybody's mad.
The mentality is terrible.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, as long as you're being respectful of it and, doing your part to, a lot of venues are doing their part to make sure it's social distanced or whatever and stuff. But I mean, like, and then taking safety precautions and things. But I know,
at the end of the day, though, it's your decision, which I don't think our country's given us enough freedom to make our choices and do what we want to do, and that's our choice. It's our right as an American.
Yeah. I know media really beat up on like Chase Rice and a couple of those, like
Media beat up on everyone and everything.
Yeah, right. Smash Mouth playing Sturgis and so on. There's all sorts of people that got like.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. This guy was a tour manager for Smash Mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Oh my God.
Well, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Interesting. And Sturgis just happened, didn't it?
Yeah, just like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, or maybe it's
that. Okay, that makes sense because wow. Oh, I kind of want to call him out now, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That just makes because he was like super cool beforehand, and then all of a sudden it was just like this weird, like flip, like he like flipped the switch, and I was like, okay, you were cool before. What happened?
Right.
So that makes sense. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is so interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was it.
Well, sounds like it. He got shamed, so he's gonna shame everybody else.
Yeah, but either way, it's still just don't have to take it out on you. Like,
no, it's not right. And I'm sure that they did a good job. I'm sure it was outside, and I'm sure everything was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much of the details on it, but I know, like, obviously, just like everything else, people making a scene about it.
Yeah, it's because they're not making money.
Right. I've been having fun asking some of these fun questions, and so what's a song that always gets stuck in your head, Erin?
Oh my gosh, anything I hear.
Yeah.
Anything that's got a good hook. What's
the latest one you woke up singing?
Actually, the most recent song is actually not it's a song I'm writing. I can like hear it. I recorded it on my phone the other day, and I did like a full day of just listening to my own stuff, and I do that every now and then to get inspiration, or just to like listen to something like really far in the background so we get like a beat. And I was just listening to a few of my tunes and a few of my like cover stuff that I did, and yeah, my newest song I think is Bruin. So that I think is what's stuck in my head.
All right.
And I try to do that. I try to kind of put blinders on and not really listen to other music when I do get something like that stuck, because I want it to stick even more. And usually when I sleep is when I can bring that full melody out. So it's sticking. Yeah. Hopefully. I'll know in the next week what it sounds like.
Right.
Maybe get some lyrics to it. But yeah, I think that's what's stuck, to be honest. I want to keep it stuck.
Is that how it usually works for you, with the melody first, and then you write lyrics to it?
Yeah, usually it's like a beat or a melody. I try to get that out of the way. At least like a chorus. I try to get a hook. I try to get something catchy, and that's why I get it stuck in my head. I want it to be stuck.
Yeah.
And I want to see how it kind of mutates.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'll usually, unless I have like some crazy weird lyric dreams where like I'll just come up with lyrics, and I'll like get up out of my sleep and like write them down really quickly and try to fit them into the song. But yeah, usually I'll play around with it and just keep playing the melody on my guitar, and then kind of see what pops into my head, or like if I have an idea and I want to roll with that, I'll target it more to something like that.
Yeah. So. Nice. What's 5 things you couldn't live without?
Food.
Yeah. Is there a particular dish?
Oh, I just love food.
Yeah.
All foods. Preferably European foods. Greek and Italian.
Yeah.
From Italy, from Greece. Oysters. Okay. 5 things. Singing. So I don't know what I'd do if I lost my voice. Support. I mean, AKA my husband and my family.
Right.
I said food. What's coming to mind is animals, my pets, and
Right.
travel.
That's pretty.
So-
That's definitely some good ones there.
Maybe a private jet, but I don't have one of those yet.
Yeah. All right. Yet.
Yet. I think I'll just rent one.
Yeah.
They're cheaper. Cheaper to rent.
All right. So when the Erin Cosgrove action figure comes out, what are the 3 phrases that would be like your pull string?
Oh my God. I don't know.
Do you have anything that you say a lot, you think?
I mean, one motto I've lived by that was actually the motto of Ironman World Championship Triathlon was anything is possible. So maybe that.
Yeah.
Maybe like a lyric or something from one of my songs.
Hey, that's a perfect place to start.
It's a perfect place to start. Oh my God. I don't know what the last.
Yeah.
You gotta make it up for me.
All right. I just it's always fun to put people on the spot, come up with something.
That's good.
What's as far as your music, what's a dream duet or collaboration you'd like to see for yourself?
Oh, probably with Miss Dolly Parton. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke Bryan would be pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
But I love his wife. His wife's awesome. I think I'd like her better than him. Me and Carolyn will be in the back, hanging out, drinking. Luke, you can go hang out and do something else.
All right.
Yeah, definitely Dolly.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, she's an icon for sure.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
Love to meet her.
Yeah, that'd be just fun to get to hang out with her for a little while.
Right.
But yeah, and then to cut a song with her or something, that'd be super cool.
That would probably suffice for any. Yeah. I think I'd be okay with where I'm at that point.
Yeah. You ever do any of that like Jolene or 9 to 5 or anything at like those talent shows or anything like that?
I do Jolene in every single one of my sets.
Okay.
Haven't learned 9 to 5 yet. Had a couple requests for it, not a ton. I do like Gretchen Wilson's Redneck Woman, like every time.
Yeah.
I do Garth Brooks. At the end of all of my sets, I do Friends in Low Places. But yeah, Jolene's a staple.
Sure.
Every set, and I also recorded it as a cover.
Yeah.
For like my just a little EP to send out just to give some variety. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
The JoJo.
Yeah.
Even though I am Jolene. It's fine. It's fine.
Do you do any celebrity impressions?
No.
No.
I'm an actor. I'm not a comedian.
Right.
I do love Kristen Bell though. She's awesome.
Yeah. I saw her like it was like I think it was her Jimmy Fallon appearance, and she was talking about being in Frozen now and stuff, and how
my God,
all sorts of parents come up to her all the time like this is this is Frozen, and all stuff, and she's like, the kids just don't get it, like they don't, obviously, because she's not a cartoon, so it's like
no.
But it's just really funny for them to try to explain it to their kids and stuff. And
did you see when it first one came out? I think it was, her daughter was really young, and she's like, "Mom, you're gonna go as Elsa," and she's like, "Can't go as Anna. Can't
right.
tell a 5-year-old no, but
Right.
sure, I'll go as Elsa.
Yeah.
Thanks."
Right. Yeah. Those we just watched the second one again the other day.
Okay.
And yeah, it's both of them are great, but I really enjoyed the second one. It's rare for me to find a sequel that holds up as
so
well.
good, right?
Yeah. But yeah,
so good.
really well done. All right. Let's see. All right, one more question for you. What if you could? What is something you think you could get into the Guinness Book of World Records for?
Yeah, I don't know. People are crazy these days.
Yeah.
They are. They're nuts. Guinness Book of World Records. God, I don't know. Well, if I keep doing triathlons until I'm like 70, might have a shot at like the most triathlons ever done, because I've been doing them since I was 7.
Right on. Yeah,
But I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. How many do you think you do a year?
Right now, none.
Not well. Yeah. This year, no. Yeah.
Yeah, this year was supposed to be like a big year too. My dad and my sister, we were gonna do a half Ironman as like a family, because my dad's he's done Ironman Kona 21 times in a row, and my sister used to race like semi-professionally. So crazy family.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually I'll do like 2 to 3.
Okay.
And then it's kind of fun because I usually try to contact the race director and be like, hey, I'll sing the national anthem for the start of the race if you let me race for free. I've been doing that since I was like 12.
That's a pretty good hustle.
Like, a pretty good deal.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're expensive now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty fair trade, though, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. That's crazy, though. I didn't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know a lot about you, but like, I just wouldn't have guessed that you run triathlons all year or so.
Yeah, just the craziness.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
There's a reason I had to pick the hardest career profession. I do triathlons. That's what started that. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad. Well, you can get plugged in with Erin on your Facebook and Instagram. You can find again the music wherever you get your digital music at.
It's actually also on Sirius XM The Highway.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Sirius XM. I'd listen to a lot of their music, but I listen to a ton of Howard Stern show on there too. I'm a big fan of his.
Nice.
And the highways and the 90s on 9 is always 90s on 9 is always on repeat.
Y2K is good too.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah. Pop rocks. I mean, there's a lot of good music on there, but I tend to I like a lot of variety, but like I don't know, it's just fun for me to sing along to all these cheesy 90s pop songs that I love. So yeah, so check it out on the highway. Call I guess you can request it.
You can call and request it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. And then hopefully we'll get you back here in town sometime soon and get to see you live finally, since I missed out last time, but I think that'd be hopefully we'll get you back in here soon.
Sounds good, Shane.
Yeah, well, this has been a lot of fun, Erin. I really appreciate you taking some time to hang out with me tonight. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll see each other soon and get through this mess and everything and get back out there on the road and playing some concerts.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Well, right on. Well, hope you have yourself a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.